How's it going? And welcome to episode 5 of Spicy Time. Today we're going to try to make chili powder. Now, I have a confession to make. I don't think this can technically be called chili powder because none of my local grocery stores sold just chilies. So I had to get sort of a mix of peppers. Each one of these mixes had mostly jalapenos and habanero peppers and a single chili in them. But we're going to go ahead and dry them up, and we're going to turn this into pepper powder. Hopefully it'll be chili powder. It'll be tasty, I'm sure. All these are delicious. It's going to be hot, that's for sure. So we're going to go ahead and basically clean these up. We're going to cut the stems off, and then we're going to slice them into probably quarter of the diameter sized slivers. Now we're going to leave the seeds in to increase the heat of these, and then we're just going to lay them out on the trays. Looking up the requirements for temperature, they said between 113 and 122 degrees. So we're going to set this at 122 degrees. We're going to set it for 10 hours. We're just going to let it go. And I guess we'll see you back here in a little bit and we'll see how it is progressing. All right, here we go. All right, it's been about 3 hours. Let's go ahead and see. I'm sure the trays need to be rotated, but let's take a look and see how far along we think we are. Well, there's definitely been some progress, but we're nowhere near getting these things dry enough. So, I don't know, we'll check back in a few more hours. All right. Alright, so this has been running about 6 hours now, but for about an hour of that we didn't realize that it was actually not running. We took a power hit. A little stormy out here today, and it actually paused the dehydrator, so we didn't know, so we started it back up. We lost a little bit of time. Take a look and see where we are. I think this is going to take quite a bit of time longer to get done. Yeah, so some of these are starting to get crispy, but it's going to take probably a couple of 3 more hours. I may just let this run overnight. I just don't know. So we'll just keep an eye on it. Let it keep running. See you back in a bit. All right, it's pretty late at night. This has been drying probably about 13 hours now. It looks like large portions of these are indeed dry, but the green ones are still a little not. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pull off the non-green ones and grind them and put them away. And then we'll be looking to probably let the green ones go overnight and see how they are in the morning. So let's go ahead and grind up everything but the jalapenos and see how this turns out. Well, there was about 1 tray's worth that appeared to be dry, so we're going to grind these up. The rest are going to have to go overnight, and we'll take another look at them in the morning. And kind of just like with the mushrooms, looks like a lot of this is still very wet. So we're going to get that tray back out. We're going to put some parchment paper on it. We're going to spread it out on there and let it keep going. I guess we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's about 6 hours later. Looks like the stuff that we had ground down and put on the parchment paper last night seems to be pretty well done. The jalapenos, not quite. And I want to probably grind them down and put them on parchment as well. We have a recipe we want to cook later, so we're going to go ahead and do all that this morning and see if we can't get this done in time for the meal. So let's go ahead and everything that's done now we're going to go ahead and put away, and everything that's not we're going to keep on keeping on. Note to self, don't smell smell the freshly ground peppers. But it looks like it's done. This part anyway. Alright, moving on. Okay, we have all that ground up and pulverized, and we put it back into the dehydrator. Let me just say, making chili powder, not for the faint of heart. We had to open up all the windows because people were choking and sneezing and all that stuff. So hopefully we'll have this next round here done in a couple hours, and we will go ahead and grind that up, and we'll be ready to go for our recipe this afternoon. See you back in a bit. All right, it's been another 3 hours. Let's take a look and see how this is shaping up. So it looks like the habanero is pretty much done. There's large parts of the jalapeno that's also done as well, but there's still some clumpiness to it. So we're probably going to end up with taking this down to one tray, and about 2/3 of this we're going to be able to go ahead and grind up now and put away. So let's go ahead and do that. Then we will do this last part and we will be done with this finally. And yet all right, we're done. Sorry, it's been a tough afternoon. All right, so the habaneros and the chilies ended much earlier. The jalapenos are just now done. Basically had them in 2 separate batches, so I had to mix them all together in a bowl. We're going to go ahead and put them away, and we'll be done. I have a really great recipe we're about to make. You'll see that in the next video.